my preconceived ideas about Wings of Steel was just, why had nobody else climbed this thing before? There's got to be reasons. There's been attempts at second ascents. Was it hard? Did they run into something just truthfully awful up there that just caused everyone to back away? And I think as we climbed each pitch by pitch, we kept thinking, when's that point going to get to where everyone else decided to bail? Is there going to be a point? Is there going to be where the route's just too damn tough to continue? Or are you going to just come across... I mean, we didn't know what we were going to find up there.
And what
so
do you think?
The anticipation of, not knowing what you're going to find up there, I guess that was curiosity too. I think that the second attempts at the second ascent, the other teams bailed. I think some of them were trying to do it in a single push, and they realized that just wasn't really going to happen up there. Others, it becomes to the point where it's monotonous, and you think that after a couple pitches of the same type of climbing, that same hooking on these small edges, pretty run out sections, I think it just gets monotonous and starts mentally getting at you. And I think that's where people start backing off. Is like, do we really want to do this for however long it's going to take? I mean, it took Am and I, everything we had to keep, continuing up the route. So, with Am, it's like I can really see when something spicy comes up because I can hear it in his voice up there. Yeah, and then when he comes down on the portal edge at night, we're always talking about the route and discussing, what's going on up there, what's his feelings, how he's feeling. And I think he lets it out a lot more with me than if he's up there with another guy climbing. I hear it all. But I fear for him when he's climbing on these little edges, watching him, get more and more run out. And, my stomach's in a knot. And there's nothing like watching someone just get beat up, taking falls after fall after fall, especially someone you love, and to watch them just beat themselves up. It's like, why do you keep doing this almost? Why are you beating yourself up? Is it worth it? Is it worth to just beat you up physically and mentally for this route? Is it worth that? And I think, but I mean, that's natural for someone you love to be worried about them, no matter what they're doing. Whether Ammon's base jumping, climbing, you always have a sense of worry. But if you didn't, then I think you should be worried about that. You didn't have worry. When Ammon fell up there, I'd get beat up a little physically, not too bad. He'd fall, and I'm kind of a lightweight compared to him, and my body would get kind of ragdoll thrown up into the anchor. But for the most part, physically, I wasn't getting too beat up. There's one time on the Aquarian wall, he took a pretty good sized fall out of nowhere. Here we are, we thought one of the biggest falls would have been on Wings of Steel, but it was just it happens up there, some nut that popped out on him, and it was even an A1 pitch, but he just happened, he's just cruising up, it didn't place that much gear, kept, back cleaning or whatever, and he took like a 50-footer, and I wasn't even, on Wings, he's like, watch me, so I'd watch him, but on this, I wasn't even really worried about him falling, and then all of a sudden, he just fell, and usually you feel that slack in the rope and the gree and stuff, and then it gets tight again, but this time it wasn't getting, and Am realized it too as he's falling. He was like, I'm not stopping, holy shit, I'm not stopping right now. And I could hear it in his voice. All of a sudden his yell turned to more like a scream, and he took a pretty big fall, and before I knew it, I was I had my daisy clipped into the anchor, and I was, hanging relaxed on that. And pretty soon I was completely up another 10 feet or so with my daisy connected to the anchor. And I got scraped up on that, but so a little beat up physically. Not too bad. It was more the mental game.